Welcome back to another episode of our IELTS Speaking podcast. In today's mock speaking test, Tom is the examiner and Anna will be answering real questions from IELTS 7, Test 2. Let's jump into it.
Let's talk about laughing. What kinds of things make you laugh?
I laugh quite easily, to be honest. I find observational humor and witty conversations particularly funny. I also enjoy stand-up comedy, where comedians share relatable experiences in an exaggerated way. Even a silly meme or a well-timed joke from a friend can get me laughing.
Do you like making other people laugh? Why or why not?
Yes, I do. I think making others laugh is a great way to connect with people and create a relaxed atmosphere. I'm not necessarily the funniest person in the room, but I enjoy using humor to lift someone's mood or break the ice in awkward situations.
Do you think it's important for people to laugh? Why or why not?
Absolutely. Laughter is a natural stress reliever. It helps us feel better both emotionally and physically. It also brings people together and strengthens relationships. In a fast-paced world, laughter acts as a powerful antidote to anxiety and tension.
Is laughing the same as feeling happy, do you think? Why or why not?
Not exactly. While laughter often accompanies happiness, it's possible to laugh even when you're not genuinely happy, like nervous laughter or social laughter. Happiness is a broader, deeper emotional state, whereas laughter is more of a momentary reaction.
Now, I'd like you to talk for 1 to 2 minutes. Describe an idea you had for improving something at work or college. You should say when and where you had your idea, what your idea was, who you told about your idea, and explain why you thought your idea would make an improvement. You have 1 minute to prepare.
Last year, while I was studying at university, I came up with an idea to improve our online learning platform. During the pandemic, most of our classes were moved online, and many students, including myself, found it difficult to stay engaged with the material. The platform we were using was outdated and lacked interactive elements, which made learning feel passive and monotonous. One afternoon, while struggling through yet another pre-recorded lecture, I thought, why don't we include peer discussion boards and short interactive quizzes after each topic? This way, students could reflect, interact, and stay mentally active. I proposed the idea to our class representative and then presented it to the faculty during a feedback session. I suggested integrating a plugin that allows students to answer short comprehension questions and immediately see how their answers compared to their classmates. This would not only promote engagement, but also provide instant feedback. The professors and IT department were actually quite receptive. Within 2 months, they implemented a trial version, and the feedback was overwhelmingly positive. I felt proud that a simple idea could make such a meaningful difference. It reminded me that small suggestions, when acted on, can have a big impact, especially in education.
Let's move on to some broader questions about ideas and innovation. Some people think that education should be about memorizing the important ideas of the past. Do you agree or disagree? Why?
I partly agree. While it's important to understand historical concepts and foundational knowledge, education should go beyond memorization. Critical thinking, creativity, and the ability to apply knowledge in real-life situations are far more valuable in today's world. Memorizing facts alone doesn't prepare students for modern challenges or help them adapt to change.
Should education encourage students to have their own new ideas? Why?
Definitely. Encouraging students to develop their own ideas fosters innovation and independence. It helps them become problem solvers and not just information absorbers. When students are empowered to think for themselves, they become more engaged and motivated in their learning.
How do you think teachers could help students to develop and share their own ideas?
Teachers can create open, inclusive classroom environments where students feel safe expressing their thoughts. They can use project-based learning, group discussions, and real-world problem-solving activities. Giving constructive feedback also helps students refine their ideas and grow in confidence.
Should employers encourage their workers to have new ideas about improving the company? Why?
Yes, and it's actually essential for business growth. When employees feel their ideas are valued, it boosts motivation and leads to creative solutions. Companies that listen to employee feedback often become more efficient and innovative. This can also improve team morale and productivity.
Do you think people sometimes dislike ideas just because they are new? Why?
Yes, people often resist change due to fear of the unknown or because they're comfortable with how things currently work. New ideas can seem risky or uncertain. That's why it's important to communicate benefits clearly and give people time to adapt.
What is more difficult, having new ideas or putting them into practice? Which is more important for a successful company?
I think putting ideas into practice is more difficult. Having ideas is the starting point, but execution requires planning, resources, teamwork, and persistence. For a company to be successful, it needs both creative thinkers and people who can implement those ideas effectively.
Fantastic answers, Anna. That was a full Band 8 Plus mock IELTS speaking test. We covered laughter, ideas in education, and workplace innovation, topics that often come up in the IELTS exam. Practice like this can make a big difference in your fluency and confidence. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye for now.